Hey everybody, this is Captain Fool reporting for duty, giving you my weekly comic book review. So sit back and enjoy. Alright everybody, for those of you that know the drill, I go over a bunch of comic books for the week that I chose to read. Now I didn't have time to read everything, so if I missed something you think I should have read, let me know in the comments below. Also, you may disagree with me on some of my choices. If that's the case, that's alright. Let me know below. Let's just try to keep it civil. My goal is to bring back the old schoolyard days, you know, where we would be in discussing what hero could beat who or what comic book was good and not. And I come armed with my trusty notes, so you'll hear the paper rattle because I do it a little bit old school. I do my grading on a scale of 0 through 10, 7 being average as a 70%. So I'm using schoolyard grading. But that's not all. I also use the League of Comics Geeks to give you other people's views as well as a brief overview of the comic book as well. So let's jump right in. Welcome everybody, thanks for joining me in the weekly comic book review. I want to give a quick shout out to the Bulldogs. Yeah, my son's teams there that he's playing on, and my daughter's team that she plays on for their school. They're the Bulldogs. I know it's a common name for a lot of schools, but hey, you go, Bulldogs, you go. All right, with that said, the first book I want to jump into is Suicide Squad Dream Team #2. If you recall, I didn't give the first issue that great of a, overview or a score. Didn't give it a great score. But on this one, League of Comics Geeks said 69 out of 75 liked it with a 3.8 average rating. And I give this one a 7. I think this was probably a bit of an improvement. The writers, Nicole Maines, that guy there, I'm just gonna get canceled for that. Sorry. And the pencilers, Eddie Barrows. No, I'm not really sorry. It is what it is. Anyway, call it the person what you want. Dreamer breaks free. Dreamer has made her break from the rest of the squad, and Amanda Waller is pissed. She's always pissed, let's be honest. Who will side with the dream-walking precog, and who will kiss the ring of the DC Universe's premier control freak, Amanda Waller? Well, the answers might surprise you. It's an interesting issue. Decent art in this issue. For once, I thought Dreamer was a decent character in this issue. Last issue, lame, and she's usually a pretty lame character. He, she, whatever you choose to call that character. It could still be better, but I will say I think it's stepped up a little bit. The cover is okay. There's some variant covers that are okay for this too, if you're into the collecting of variant covers. Hey guys, today's video is sponsored by My Wallet. Yeah, I'm not trying to push any kind of wallet or pimp any wallet out. What I mean is it's sponsored by my personal wallet and the cash that comes out of it to pay for these things. If you want to help with this, you can hit like, subscribe, that notification bell. Those are great ways to get started. But if you find yourself in a position where you can help the channel more, we have a Patreon and a subscribe star down below that you can click on those links. And for as little as $1 a month, you'll have special videos and things to just you, music that you can get. Or maybe if you wanted to, a one-time donation just to help out, we have a Streamlabs link down below. Or we also have, if you go to the Patreon shop, you could buy a song for like $3. I wish I could put them a little lower, but that's the minimum they allow for that. So there's lots of options. Sometimes you might even see an Amazon link. If you want to buy anything through Amazon, click on my link first, then go through there. That'll give me a couple pennies, possibly that way too as well. So there's lots of ways you can help out the channel, because without you, it would not be possible. So thank you everybody. And let's get back to the video. The next one I want to jump into is Green Lantern #10. Yes, 165 out of 172 liked it with a 4.1 average rating on League of Comics Geeks. And if you think about that, that is a high number of people reviewing this, which leads me to believe that Green Lantern is selling pretty well. I think this is probably higher than we're going to see for Amazing Spider-Man. I'm going to write that down, note right next to it, 172 reviews there. I want to compare that. And anyway, as 165 out of 172 liking with a 4.1 average rating. That's pretty good. It's higher than I gave it. I gave it a 7.3. Thought it was a good issue though. Writer's Jeremy Adams. The artist is Zara Mane. I'm sorry. Once again, I butcher everything. Hal Jordan does return to Oa. If you recall, he breaks through his barrier, not letting him off of Earth. With Hal's ring newly recharged, he leaves Earth for Oa to uncover the mystery surrounding the central power batteries, while Carol makes a choice that will change her destiny forever. Plus, we get more. We get to see more Green Lanterns in here, and we get more of the Guy Gardner tale. So, but my question is this: why do we need a tie-in with the House of Brainiac with Green Lantern? I'm sorry, but I maybe it'll be a good series. DC's got a good track record of these being probably better than Marvel's done. But I don't know. I sort of want to leave this book alone and let it stay on its own story. The main story is good. It's nice to see Hal Jordan in character too, because they write him as, he's going to jump in there and get the job done. That's the character, and I like that, how that was written. Secondary story's a little goofy, but you know what? It's still nice to see Guy Gardner. It's nice to have some stories with Guy Gardner. Here, my papers, my notes there. So that made me happy to see that as well. Now, the next one I want to talk to, I didn't really care for the cover. I'm not a big fan of the art here, but it does have some cool alternate covers. And that is Batman and Robin, issue number 8, where 122 out of 130 liked it with a 4 average rating. Yeah, 4 average rating, where I gave it a 7.2, slightly above average. Writers Joshua Williamson, artist Nicole and Nicola, and I cannot even attempt that last name because I butcher them all. Apologize for that. Man, Bat, and Shush target Gotham. As Batman finds himself in the clutches of a new cult that worships Man Bat, Robin continues on his own investigation into his high school connections to Shush. Yeah, the female version of Hush. Can the father and son dynamic duo uncover Man Bat and Shush's master plan before Gotham pays the price? I never found Man Bat that interesting of a character, to be honest with you. But okay, we'll let it go. The art could be better. The story is okay. It is nice having a Batman title without hearing about Zur and all that crap constantly. So to be fair, it's a pretty solid issue. I give it a 7.2. If you are a fan of Batman and Robin, this might be a good place to look. Now, the next one I want to talk about is the one that I was pretty concerned about how bad this could potentially be, and that's the Amazing Spider-Man number 47. Because we're gonna get the characters back that Chasm back. That was Ben Reilly, and I did not care what they've done with this character at all, and so I already had some negative views on that. But 82 out of 113 liked it with a 3.3 average rating on League of Comics Geeks, which, remember I mentioned I was going to compare that. The Green Lantern had 172 reviews, which that tells you, I think it's not a guarantee, but it's a pretty good chance then that Green Lantern number 10 is outselling Spider-Man here. That should be telling that something is not clicking. No offense to Green Lantern, I'm a big Hal Jordan fan, but sales-wise, Spider-Man should always be probably in the top 3. So anyway, not so great. Zeb Wells is the writer. Artist is Todd Nowak. And after the events of Web of Spider-Man number 1, which I did not read. Should I read that? Let me know in the chat. Chasm is on the loose. Yep. Spider-Man better track down him while his stop all that. I'm not going to get into all that. We have this story. As you can tell, I'm not a fan of that. The art's good in this issue. The story was actually okay. It surprised me in that regard. But I am just not a fan of this character, how they changed Ben Reilly. And I want to like this, but I came into it feeling like it was doomed from the start. And what are your thoughts on this? Do you think this is the arc to bring Ben Reilly back to where he should be? I doubt it, because I think they're trying to differentiate him from the other Spider-Mans now. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you liked it and thought it was great, and I'm barking up the wrong tree. The next issue I want to talk about is The Invincible Iron Man number 17, where 77 out of 80 liked it with a 4.1 average rating on League of Comics Geeks, and I give it a 7.4, so I'm a little below that. I tend to grade a little harder than the overall on League of Comics Geeks. And we have the creators, the writer Jerry Duggan, and the artist Patrick Zurcher, and I have mixed feelings on him. Sometimes I like his work and sometimes I don't. Iron Man is mutankind's last hope. Tony Stark's greatest accomplishment may have just become the world's most advanced coffin. Trapped within a deactivated armor, that huge one from last issue with all the panels were huge, so it didn't give us a whole lot of story. Still sort of cool though. Tony must face his own demons and his legacy. Can Iron Man escape, or will mutankind's hopes die along with him? I thought it was good art. Good pacing. Magneto is sent in to help. That's going to be interesting. We get a new villain returning. Yeah. No, well, he's not actually a new villain. He's a villain that's been around a while, but he's returning, and that's Nimrod. Yeah, what a name, Nimrod. He's good in control. So there's been another side scheme, another turn, if you will. This is a good issue for Iron Man fans. If you are an Iron Man fan, this is a series that you probably should be continuing to read. Next issue. And anyway, the next issue is the Incredible Hulk number 11, where 88 out of 99 liked it with a 3.8 average rating, and I have some really mixed views on this book. I gave it a 7.1. The writer is Philip Kennedy Johnson. Good work with that. The artist, though, is Danny Earls. Now, before I jump too far, Hulk smashes frozen Charlotte once and for all. The monstrous, eternal, demonic, angelic frozen Charlotte has plagued New Orleans for centuries, and it's high time to put a stop to it. And the Hulk is just the guy to do it. Yep. And there's another attempted offer to Bruce Banner from the eldest. Now, the cover of this issue is great. I love the cover, and there's some really good alternate covers for this book as well. Absolutely great there. But the kicker is you turn the cover from the cover to the inside, and the interior art is garbage. I'm sorry. You might like this, and if you do like this style, let me know. I don't like it. Interesting story, terrible art. That sucks. It has some good panels, though. There is a couple panels there, art-wise, that make sense. They're pretty good. But otherwise, I think the art really hurts this issue. If it was all like the cover art, that style, I think it would be phenomenal. And that's why I could only give it a 7.1. I enjoyed the story, but the art is just really dropping it for me. I would love to know your thoughts. Maybe it's a stylistic choice that you enjoy that I just don't get. And that's very possible. I would love to know your thoughts in the chat below. Next comic. The next comic is Transformers, and it's the last one I did today. Transformers number 7. We start with the cover of Starscream. Yeah, right on the cover. I like Starscream. I know most people don't. You're supposed to hate him, and that's the reason I think I like the character. We have 227 out of 232 liking it with a 4.5 average rating. Did you get those numbers? People are reading this book. That's great. I find that wonderful. I gave this book a 7.8, so not once again quite as high as they did, but I gave it a solid score. The writer is Daniel Warren Johnson. Bravo to you, sir. Good job. The artist is George Corona. Mixed views on the art style. After last issue's shocking ending, yes it was, Starscream and Soundwave battle for leadership, and the result will change the Decepticons forever. And I tell you, it's a good one. You need to read it. You also need to see what happens to some other Autobots and when they go back and shift to the past and tell a little bit what happened earlier. Woo! Continues to be a brutal story. It really is a mixed bag because you see heroes, Autobots and things, and Decepticons that you remember from the past if you're older like me. And it goes, yeah, cool. But when you see them get killed, it's like, oh man, But then again, it adds some more realism and depth and some real something to gain or lose in the story. There's team infighting with the Decepticons. Who are going to lead them? Brutal action in this issue once again. And you're going to witness more Autobots dying. Yeah, there will be more death. The art style, I have to say, is growing on me. I didn't like it at first, but at each issue, I'm starting to like it a little bit more and more. Maybe that's me. Maybe it took me a while to get there. And by the way, this book has some really good alternate covers as well for some of the issues. So definitely check them out. There's also some retailer exclusives. So there's a lot to gain on here. And I'm telling you, this is a good issue. It's good, and you're going to see some characters maybe in different ways that you never did before. But those are the comics I read. And here's my notes. You hear my pen there. I wonder, what did you read? What should I read? And check out some of the other people's reviews that are out there too. There is some really good ones out there. And if you want me to give them all a call out, let me know. I'll give them a shout out. The ones I think you should be checking out too as well. I just don't want to shove anything down your throats. But there is a lot of other really good ones. And speaking of really good people there, check out this right here. These people support the channel continuously, and without them, this channel would not be possible. I mean that. They are absolutely amazing and have been here and stuck through with the channel for a very long time, really helping out. And there's been a lot of people along the way too that couldn't continue ongoing because times are rough, and I thank them as well, because really, without them, this wouldn't be here. So for all of you, thank you, and for all of you watching, hit like, subscribe if you don't mind. Take care and have a blessed day. Until next time, keep it frugal.